let's talk to Elliot Keck now. He is the head of campaigns at the Taxpayers Alliance. Elliot, thanks for your company this morning. I just wonder what you make of this, with Keir Starmer saying things will only get worse before they get better. Do you think this is storing up or laying the groundwork, ruling the pitch, I suppose, for what may well happen in October with the budget?
Well, a very good morning, Peter. Good to be on the show with you. I think it's really, really interesting. Not something that new governments normally like to push, the idea that things are in a terrible situation and also are only going to get worse. It's something, of course, that the Conservatives did, though, to great effect in 2010 to 2015. And the real question is how are things going to get worse? And I think it's going to be a variety of tax rises. Exactly which tax rises are not entirely clear yet, but it looks likely it'll be something along the lines of capital gains, pension relief, possibly inheritance tax. But I also wonder if potentially they're going to actually end up looking at national insurance.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, they've ruled out national insurance, but then again, Rachel Reeves did say during the election, I have no plans to raise taxes on working people. But, I mean, most working people pay all sorts of different taxes, even things like capital gains tax. So you think national insurance could be brought into this? I wonder as well we're going to talk a bit later in the programme about the winter fuel allowance, whether a U-turn, a reversal on the winter fuel allowance might be on the cards as well. I think that would be good politics. What do you think, Elliot?
Well, there's certainly enormous pressure for them to U-turn on, but the problem with U-turning on that is that's another £1.5 billion that they're going to have to find, which is going to simply mount the pressure on tax rises. And the problem is the more pressure you have on the public finances, the more you're going to have to start looking at the major tax rises, things like capital gains tax, inheritance tax, pensions relief. These things aren't actually going to raise much money. In fact, capital gains tax rises are forecast to actually lose Treasury money under some analysis by HMRC. So if you're actually going to start making your life more difficult on the spending front, you will start to have to look at national insurance. And that might mean the employee rate of national insurance, but that could also mean the employer rate of national insurance. That's the amount that the actual business pays itself, and that would probably be a way around this point about raising tax on working people. It'd be a terrible policy, but the politics of it might be a bit easier for Rachel Reeves. Yeah, it's a really, really interesting point that you make there, Elliot, and I suppose it's a matter of what people will take as well. You're at the Taxpayers Alliance. You want tax to be, taxes to be spent as efficiently as possible. If you had to put up a tax, if someone was shining a light in your eyes and making a threatening gesture to you, Elliot, what tax would you think would be fairest to increase? Well, generally, most economists agree that VAT is the least harmful tax, that removing VAT exemptions would be the least harmful tax rise. The reason is that it doesn't really distort behaviour in the way that, for example, capital gains taxes or taxes on work or tax on investment distort behaviour. They discourage the likelihood of investing and working. Increasing VAT would be the least harmful, but ultimately, with the tax already at approaching an 80-year high, I don't think we should really be looking to raise any taxes. In fact, I think in an ideal world, we'd be looking at trying to cut taxes in some areas.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want taxes to be as low as possible. Elliot, thank you very much indeed. Elliot Keck there, Elliot, head of campaigns at the Taxpayers Alliance. Put my teeth in.